it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm doing another chopping block video. I've been kind of going through my stash, making sure that nothing is sitting on that sacred tall pillar of things that I used to love or things that I think are beautiful. There's a couple of those in here today. Let me tell you a couple of things. I already have my sunscreen on. I already have my primer on. And I do have a little bit of Tatcha's Pearl under the eyes. There will be some categories like my primers. I've already decluttered everything I'm going to declutter, so there's really nothing on the chopping block for that. Same for mascaras. I don't have enough open. If you've already seen my everything I used in a year, you might have seen like my massive like handful of mascaras that I tried that I didn't like, that didn't work for me formula wise, and it felt so ridiculously wasteful. I'm trying to be better about that. All right, so I'm already primed, sunscreened. Let's get going. I'm starting with this. And this was still inside its box. I never opened it. Is that bad or what? This is the Ordinary's color. This is their coverage foundation. I remember trying their serum foundation when it first came out. I don't remember what I thought about it. It's been long enough. This is in the shade 1.0 Neutral. I have some on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna pick it up with my sponge and start patting it in. Do you see my new hand mirror? Isn't it just gorgeous? I happen to be, oh, this is a lot of coverage, over the holidays visiting family, and my niece loves to go to thrift shops, and I really wasn't expecting to see anything there that really caught my eye. And then I saw this. The other hand mirror I use all the time is one that I got off of Etsy from a vintage shop that sells vintage brooches, earrings, clothes, and apparently also toiletry items. So it was really nice to have another one. The first one cost me more than I thought a hand mirror should cost. It was like $40. This was $7.50, and it's beautiful. It's just, oh, my favorite new thing. And for being $7, like, I don't think you could find something that's this nice that's never been used before in a store today. This is not on the chopping block per se. Maybe, I don't know. It's the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. I have the shade Fair 20N. I haven't tried this enough to know whether I like it or not. I feel like I like the tinted moisturizer from this Pretty Fresh line, but I haven't tried this enough, so I thought it's time to start using it more often so I can form an opinion about it. This is the first time I've put makeup on in almost 2 weeks, maybe 2.5. Yeah, oh, it's been a long time. I got sick like the day after Christmas, and I spent 2 weeks in bed. I wasn't out of bed until after New Year's. It was, anyway. And then because I'd been in bed for so long, and I've got a little something here. Because I'd been in bed for so long, I just got out of the habit of putting makeup on. So this is the first time I've done more than just concealer and lipstick in almost 3 weeks. That's okay. All right, I'm gonna use something I've never opened before. I just got a little fingerprint on it here. This is Honest Beauty's Invisible Blurring Powder. I've had this sample for a long time, but it's unopened, so it's time to try it out. I don't wanna keep things that aren't gonna work for me when somebody else might appreciate them. Uh-oh. This is not doing a very good job of coming off. I do find that this Pretty Fresh concealer does settle like instantaneously into my pores. So if I'm gonna set it, I need to make sure that I pounce first. Oh no. I don't know if you can tell, but I feel like where I put the powder down, it's turning orange, like right here. You may not be able to see it, but I definitely see it going on under the eyes here. Oh. So now the conundrum is, do I continue to apply this all over the face knowing it's going to make me look slightly Oompa Loompa-ish? I don't know, maybe it'll match my neck. Let's go with that as the premise. Oh yes, there's a lot of orangeness going on with the application of this powder. I wonder, would this do it if I was using all Honest Beauty products? Is it just the way it's working in conjunction with the foundation? or the concealer, or I don't know. So this is one of those products that I've been holding on to because it's pretty. This is from Too Faced. It's the Natural Face palette. I think this kind of slightly domed packaging, the heart, the metallic trim, the magnetic closure, even, you know, the lace appearance of the pans. It's so pretty, but I want to actually use it. Now, I got this, I think it was last summer, and it was on sale. It was on sale for 40% off, I believe. And I'd been curious about it, and so I decided, oh, okay, I'll try it. But I think there's a really good chance. I have a cat hair. I think that these shades might have been too dark for me. Maybe they're not now. Time to find out. I'm going to go into these two bronzer shades here. Use both of these. Knock off the extra. And do a light layer, just to add a little bit of warmth. I'm going to use a combination of both of the blushes. My favorite one is Pink Sand. It's the one down here at the bottom, but I realize I use that a lot, and sometimes a little pop of color, especially in the winter, is just what I need. I'm going to use the lighter of the two highlights. This is called Satin Sheets, just on the tops of my cheekbones. I'm going to probably not spread it around as much as I normally would, because I feel like I remember both of these being, maybe not anymore. They were a little dark when I first got them, and I don't want there to be a visible stripe. Maybe a little on the bridge of my nose. I feel like my face can't handle the dry anymore, so I am going to spray it with my Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Setting Mist, I just want to see if I can get this dry, powdery look kind of to subside a little bit. Wow. It looks a little bit better. It's not perfect. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to keep going. It still looks a lot drier than I recall. I need some brows desperately. I am going to be using this. This is the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil. I have the shade Medium Brown. I remember when I picked this up, I think it was this time last year. It was kind of it wasn't like brand new, but it was like newer to the drugstore. And I loved the price of it. I also loved that there was a variety of colors. And I hadn't stopped dyeing my hair when I did my brow product review. And maybe this color will work better with my brows now than it did last January. Because I remember the thing that I didn't like about it was that I felt like it wasn't a good match. And sometimes that's, you get the wrong shade and maybe the product is great, but I struggle with, if it doesn't work for me right off the bat, then I have a negative connotation with that specific product when maybe it's a shade issue and not necessarily of how it works issue. So while I was in bed for almost 3 weeks, I slept a lot, I drank a lot of tea, but I also watched a lot of like TV shows that I'd kind of fallen behind on. And the one that I'd forgotten that I loved so much, there were a couple, was The Crown. I don't know that the 3rd season of The Crown had come out this fall, and I just hadn't gotten around to watching it on Netflix. It was really good. I loved it. I also got caught up on the most recent season of Victoria on PBS. Apparently I have a thing for British royals. But I really enjoyed just kind of being able to sit down and like watch the whole season. I know that Netflix kind of debuted that idea of binge watching, but I've also been rewatching Grey's Anatomy, and I didn't need to, but it was like one of the things that if I fell asleep in the middle of it, you know, while I was sick in bed, it wasn't going to be the end of the world because I knew what happened. And I just keep going from that point on. That happened a lot too. This, by the way, is Glossier's Boy Brow. I haven't used this in such a long time. This is nice. A little bold, but that was application. All right, so for shadows today, I haven't used this in a hot minute. It's Lorac's Unzipped Gold palette. I picked this up years ago because I remember hearing Kathleen like talk about how head over heels she was for this. You know what I need to do though? I need some eyeshadow primer. Give me a sec. So after hearing Emily Noel sing the praises of the Milani eyeshadow primer for years, I was like, let's give her a try. So I'm going to start with the lightest shade. I'm going to set my lid with that shade. This really grabs the pigment. Oh, Emily Noel never seems to lead me wrong. There are some YouTubers out there who I love to watch, like Jay Kissa, but we have such a different makeup aesthetic. Part of it is that, you know, she's young, I think she's still in her 20s, and really loves colorful, artistic makeup. And I love to look at that type of makeup. So I watch her because I love the bold choices she makes. And I love her every time she starts one of her videos. Hi, I'm Jay Kissa and I love, and then it's something different every time. I love that about her so much. I watch sometimes just to find out what it is she's loving right then. But I'll tell you, the eyeshadow looks that she does and the color choices that she makes are so outside of my comfort zone, but I watch it to be inspired or to be entertained. All right, I'm gonna go into a cooler and a warmer. I'm gonna go into Unwind. It's slightly cooler. And I'm going to use that kind of carefully tapped out here and then moving in just a little bit. My favorite shade in here is this one. This one's called Unpredictable. It's kind of like a peachy rose gold. Oh, it's kind of, I picked up too much in my finger and it's kind of going everywhere. You know, I remember this not being so powdery before. Maybe this has been here too long. And here's where I'm not sure if my memory is serving me wrong or whether this is just not aged as well, because it's kind of like, where'd you go? I'm not getting the payoff I want, that's for sure. So maybe what I need to do is pick it up, give it a little spray, and then apply it. Let's see what happens there. But I don't remember needing to dampen these shadows before. I feel like these metallics are just dusting away. Oh, what a disappointment. I'm not gonna try that anymore. What I do wanna do is I do wanna put some of this on. This is a Nude Stix Magnetic Luminous Eye Color in the shade Copper Foil. I do want a little metallic-y something on my lid, so, oh yeah, and this is gonna deliver just fine. This might have looked better without any of the rest of this down, but it's definitely bringing the look back. It's a really nice pencil, I like that. I'm also gonna use some of the Creme Gel Liner in the shade Brew Haha from Colourpop in my upper waterline. It's not bad, it's not the best look ever. I had some problems. I feel like this gave me some nice coverage, but the minute I added powder on top of it, I started to see where this coverage foundation was starting to cling to corners of my nose, to areas out in here, to places on my forehead. I really feel like, although this is really, really, really good coverage and a great price, they're so reasonably priced, I just don't know that this formula fits my needs in the middle of winter. And I have so many foundations that are so good, I don't know that I need to keep it to find out whether it will work in the summer or springtime. This, I'm sure there are some great products from Honest Beauty. I haven't tried any other than this, and this is a definite no for me. It was unfortunate. Jury's still out on my concealer. I'm gonna keep trying that. And you know what? I thought the cheeks were really pretty, so I think that this was good. This has got to go. Although it is really pretty, I think the color story is nice. It's a great neutral eyes palette. The formula has changed on these metallics so much that even with some setting spray, they weren't working for me. So this is definitely, I think this has just got to get pitched in the trash. Now for brows, I don't remember loving this Shady Slim LA Girl brow pencil a lot when I tried it for the first time last January. I think it's rather nice. I like it. I especially like it paired with Glossier's Boy Brow. I think together these gave me some nice brows. I'm going to continue trying the Milani eyeshadow primer, I think it's really rather nice. So is that everything? You know, liner, mascara, I've already gone through everything that I need to go through, and I already recently did a declutter of all of my lip products. If you're interested, I will link it for you in the down bar. But I feel like, you know, to be able to say these guys here, definitely not for me, that's not a bad thing. So, and it's nice to know that even though I kept saving this and saving this and saving this, it actually works really well. It's really pretty. So there you go. Thanks for watching another one of my chopping blocks. I feel like I'm really getting to know my collection better, not just through the process of weeding it out, but understanding what each product type does. And which ones would work better based on what skin type you have, what your needs are. Also, you know, some people don't want to wear this much makeup. And I have recently, the last couple of days, you know, been wearing a little bit of cream products, cream blush, cream highlighter, a really easy lip balm, and some tint in my brows. You know, so maybe we'll do a whole lighter look, easy, fast, what can I get done realistically in less than 10 minutes and still look fairly pulled together. If you're interested, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you haven't already subscribed, would you please? And I'll see you again soon. Bye.